Today, there has been a shocking and tragic series of events which has led to the lives of 3 innocent people being taken and left another member of the public in a critical condition in hospital. My thoughts are with all the families affected by this horrific incident, and we are working extremely hard to try and understand exactly what has happened. I can tell you that a 31-year-old man has been arrested on suspicion of murder and remains in police custody. We are not looking for anyone else in connection with the attacks, and I can reassure the public that it is safe to visit the city centre. There may be some road restrictions in place as we continue to establish exactly what has happened. Police were called to Ilkeston Road just after 4 a.m. after a member of the public reported that 2 people aged 19 had been stabbed and were unresponsive. We had a further call to another incident in Milton Street, where the driver of a stolen van had attempted to run over 3 people. As a result, 1 man is in hospital in a critical condition, while 2 others are believed to have suffered minor injuries. The van was then stopped on Maple Street, where a man was tasered and detained by police officers on suspicion of murder. A man in his 50s was also found dead from knife injuries in Magdala Road by a member of the public. At the moment, we believe that the suspect has stolen this man's vehicle and driven it to Milton Street, where he is then driven at members of the public. We are still in the early stages of the investigation and need to determine exactly what the motives were behind this attack. We are keeping an open mind and are working closely with counter-terrorism policing to establish the facts, as we would normally do in this type of circumstances. The families of all the victims have been informed and are being supported by specially trained officers. Officers have also carried out a number of searches at addresses across the city to gather evidence, but no further arrests have been made. A team of dedicated detectives are investigating the circumstances surrounding the incident and will continue to gather evidence over the coming days. I want to thank those who live and work in our city for their patience and understanding in incredibly difficult circumstances. We will, of course, keep the public updated as soon as we are able to say anything further. This is a very sad day for our city, and we will do everything possible to get justice for the victims and their families.
First of all, I want to say how shocked and saddened I am that 3 people have lost their lives earlier today in Nottingham, and that further individuals have been injured in this tragic incident. My thoughts first and foremost are with all of those who have been involved, their friends, their families and their communities. I want to thank the emergency services for their rapid response. They're working round the clock to keep people safe, and we're incredibly grateful for all of their efforts. The police are at an early stage of their investigation right now. They've got to carry out a lot of work to determine the precise motive behind this incident. I'm in regular contact with the Chief Constable of Nottinghamshire Police, but I want to take this opportunity to urge anybody who has any information about this incident to come forward and report it to the police.
Nottinghamshire Police have said they were working alongside counter-terrorism police on this. Is there anything at this stage to suggest that this could be a terror-related incident?
We're in a very early stage of the investigation. We need to allow the police the time and the space to carry out all of their operational activity to determine the motive. It's right that Nottinghamshire Police are working with counter-terrorism policing, but it's also fair to say that everybody and all professionals on the front line are keeping an open mind as to what the precise motive might have been.
Do the police know who they're dealing with in terms of the suspect? I mean, do they know who they have in custody, and do they know who the victims are and whether there is any link between them?
There are some things we do know right now. We obviously know that, sadly, tragically, 3 people have been killed. We know that a knife has been used in some of those killings, and a suspect has been arrested on suspicion of murder by Nottinghamshire police.